New York City is highly diverse, with over 37% of its population comprising immigrants. This has led to an environment in which various ethnic and cultural communities coexist. Asian, Hispanic, and African American groups have established independent networks that facilitate both settlement and social integration. The city's long history of immigration experience provides important Polish and social insights into the global shift toward multicultural societies and the challenges Korea faces in this regard. The Asian American Federation is one of the non-profit organizations that plays a key role in supporting minority communities, promoting social integration, and protecting immigrant rights. The AAF focused on enhancing the safety of the Asian American community by offering various supports. The Edge Times was able to learn more about the activities and roles of New York City's multicultural support organizations and examine how their approaches can inform Korea's efforts to develop a more inclusive society through interviewing the Associate of AAF, Mira Venugopal, the Communication Director, and Kim Ah-young, who is in charge of economic empowerment. The case of New York City highlights how their organization help immigrants and minority communities become active and valued members of society.
As an organization because we are 1.5 million Asian Americans in New York City. New York City on the whole is about 8 million people. Out of that, we are 1.5 million. We are the fastest growing. But there are many issues that we face that people don't seem to really care about. Like for instance, we are 1 in 4 or 1 in 5 of us live in poverty. Asian Americans, they are below the poverty line. Our language access issue is huge. The literacy rate or the lack of English skills is like 90%, sometimes 70%. So it's really high, which means they cannot actually ask for services, talk to a government official, talk to the police, any of these things without language because they lack the language, which means they are getting left out of society, which is all in English. So we are always fighting for more language access. Small hate crimes where somebody was shoved or spat on or something was broken, and there were also very big ones where people were pushed off the subway and one person was slashed from ear to ear. One person was killed. There were many terrible incidents that happened. There is no voice at the table. So we are the ones who make the loudest noise. So we make sure that their voice, that these people who are marginalized, vulnerable, we have various ways of talking about this, like underserved, is another way of talking about it, meaning they do not get the services they need. So we are the ones who are fighting for them. So that's how we justify our existence. This is why the Federation, is here. And this is why we like the work.
How you guys care about the mental health, because like in Korea there are like movements that are trying to raise voices for the foreigners like living in Korea, and since Korea is now moving into a diverse country, but still a lot of people undermine the mental health care of like the people living in Korea.
Our work is two-pronged, I would say. One is to fight the stigma, the cultural stigma of like seeking mental health, right?
Our own staff, we have 14 languages covered between the staff.
There are 85% of all psychiatrists in this country are white, which means they don't speak any Asian language. So we are fighting in New York City to have culturally competent psychiatric services, psychology services, to have resources, even small resources, how to combat depression. We felt that the government needed to respond very fast. So we went into like complete what do you call it, rapid response mode, which is basically means that we would call press conferences. Like we would say, we have a press conference, we would march in the street with signs, and we would get all our member agencies to come and then we also created a campaign called the Hope Against Hate campaign. That was, and we branded it. And so we created a website, and then we went to funders and asked for money so that we could build what we call, like, there was a community safety kind of network. What we did was we started training community members on how to deal with hate. New York City is one of the world's greatest cities because it is built by immigrants, right? So we have the Statue of Liberty. Do you know what it says underneath she has a torch, hold up, and she says, "Give me your poor, your sorrowing, your whatever." So it's always been a city of immigrants, right from the 1800s when we started getting people from Poland and Germany and all the European countries, people started coming here, right? It's always been an immigrant city.
Korea must also move beyond viewing multicultural families and immigrants merely as different or remote from the rest of the people, and instead foster an environment where they can actively participate in and contribute to society while protecting their own identity. Strengthening legal protection, building community-based networks, and enhancing cooperation between civic organizations and public institutions will be crucial for achieving this goal.